non-natural feathers and a dowel rod. Now I'll throw this and you'll see how there's a great difference between that and this.
Wow.
So that stabilized a lot better in the air because the fletching, the feathers, on this stabilize it as it went through the air. Makes it easier and it makes it a little more control of your throw and more accurate. Now I'm going to throw one with the Atlatl and we'll tell how great a difference it is between throwing this to your arm and using the Atlatl as an assistant to the throw. The Atlatl, this one, has a groove in it. It allows it to slide onto kind of a little spur, and it rests. I have it pinched against my fingers. When it throws, it goes like this. So the process of me of not holding onto it with my thumb and my index finger, that's what launches it.
Wow.
That's almost double the range. I can probably get it to the tree line if I try. Let's see if I can get to the tree line. Nope. I messed up. One more time. One more. Okay, I'm determined now.
Wow. Great job.
I got to the tree line 4 times yesterday. But before I go on, why do you think Chickasaws, Uchis, Seminoles, Cherokees, a lot of people in the Southeast have their own version of the blowgun. It's really, this one's actually kind of small. I've seen the ones I really see are about this tall. But this is a hunting tool. This is made out of river cane, which still grows around here. But sadly, it doesn't grow as plentiful as it used to. But basically, it looks very much like bamboo. The process of making a blowgun takes a long time. I'm not a blowgun maker. I carve wood. That's my thing. But you take a piece of cane that's a good size for making it into a tool. You cut it and you dry it for however long you need. I'd say about 6 months to a year. It really depends. So you have to make sure the moisture, most moisture is out of it. Because river cane for a blowgun doesn't grow naturally straight. It grows in the direction of sunlight. Now it's also competing with other river cane as well. So to straighten it after it's been dried, you have to hover the piece of cane over the fire. You have to heat it up. The process of heating it up allows the river cane to be bent, makes it be pliable. So you put it over your leg and you hold it in place. That's what was told to me. I've not done it myself, but I've done arrows that way with river cane, and it worked similar. I'd say with this, considering it's thicker, it's far more difficult. But after you straighten it, you then have to remove these cells within the river cane. I've been told 2 different ways to do that. I've been told that you can use a hot coal from a fire, and gradually putting it down, letting it burn straight down, dumping it out, straight down. That's one way. The second way makes more sense to me. If you get a small piece of river cane with a sharpened piece of stone or metal blade, and you basically drill it out by just spinning that piece of river cane, drilling it out, drilling it out, drilling it out. Then you have to sand it on the inside. You use a raw piece of leather or a wet piece of leather covered in sand, and you feed it through, sanding it out, making it smooth. Now this way was told to me. I'm sure there are different ways, depending where you go in the world, people do it their own way. The darts, these right here, this is made out of yellow locust, which is a hardwood. You'll see some darts that are made out of bamboo skewers. Those are toys. Those are not darts, those are toys. This is something that would be used for small animals, so like squirrels, rabbits, birds, things of that nature. Now, this right here, this is made out of thistle, which is the purple flower that grows around here. You especially know what it is if you step on it in a cow pasture. It hurts really bad. But as the flower starts to wilt, it'll produce this fluff. You take it and you tie the ends so it doesn't fly away, because that's actually the little seed pods that distribute and they grow later on. You tie those seed pods off and you tie them to a board and keep them in a relatively stable environment to whatever you're ready to use. You then take the fluff and you can spread it across your finger and with a string or thread or sinew, and you can twist it all the way around, keeping it in place. Again, I'm not a blowgun or dart maker, that's the way I've seen it. So you basically spin the dart and you twist the string around the thistle and you keep it in place. Now, I'll show you what it does. No,
Wow.
No, I mean, it's a decent hit, but if I were to be going for a rabbit or a squirrel, I prefer to have a hit around the eyeball, because hitting the animal in the eyeball means there's a less of a chance of it running away, because that's the quickest access to stopping the animal. Does that make sense? Nope. A little high. No. But I know kids that are there are two ways, and my pronunciation is not good, but there are two ways I know to pronounce these. One is the Gunspokti, which means it hammers, and there's Anandashki, which means anchor of war. And that's exactly what these are used for. These are instruments of war. Also, these are tools that men carry. Women do not carry these. Women provide life. This is something that takes life. It's a contradiction. So that's the old way. Now, some people will tell you that there's no reason why women couldn't carry one. So yeah, that's true. But that's the old way. So when you have something that's traditionally been an instrument of war, and traditionally in a society of people who are generally men are defenders, protectors of the community, this is something that they kept outside of the community. I was told that these do not go inside the community. It would not be around women, and especially children. Children and women were not allowed to touch these because, in a sense, they had protection on them, and that protection, in a sense, could harm a child or even render a woman infertile. So this has no place being in the community with the people. This needs to be outside in a place called the War House. In a War House, what I've been told is they can be up on a hill on the way into the community or outside the community where they can be monitored as people coming into or out of the community. It's basically where you can monitor things coming into the cove or into the river valley, into the town. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So all instruments for the war were kept there because that's where that needs to be. There's no need for that in the community. Now, some folks will say I'm saying this wrong. I'm no expert on this. I'm doing the best I can to explain what was told to me. But these are made for that purpose of causing violence, causing harm. Now, mine are made out of hickory. Hickory is a very hard wood. Also, it's relatively flexible. It would withstand a lot of shock and stay a lot of turmoil to it. This is made out of actually a tree growing on the side of the hill. I dug this out of a hillside about 3 years ago. I let it dry for about a year, and then I came back to it and started to carve on it. I did relatively well. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted to make my own club. I wanted to make my personal club because each man made his own club, made his own weapon. So I got pretty far along with it, and I couldn't really figure out how to approach making the head spherical, making a ball shape. And my friend Corey, he's been doing these for several years. He helped me out. So he finished the club, but I started it. So I did maybe about 8% of the work, and he finished it up. He put the design on it, he put his mark on the bottom, and he also made the ball spherical. These are very dangerous. These are not toys at all, because when held, it's extremely light and it's very controllable. So if this would be swung through the air, almost like you're swinging a cue stick, you don't realize how dangerous that cue stick is when it's flying through the air because it's top heavy. So when it hits something, all that energy goes to one little point. And they have found people who have been struck with these archaeologically, and they'll find circular impressions on their skulls, on the scapulars, and parts of their body where these have been struck and caused serious damage. I'm going to show you about how strong this is. I'm going to test it against this tree over here. So don't be alarmed.